she's 26 and you're 39.
Yeah.
We were talking about this before we started podcasting today.
Right.
I don't think that's weird at all.
No.
But when is it weird? How young can a 39-year-old date before it's like, this is weird?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, she's never.
Not her. I'm saying this is a general question.
So you're saying, so how?
If you were dating a 20-year-old, is that weird? Or a 19-year-old, is that weird? Like, it's legal.
Yeah.
Or even 18 is legal, but is that fucking weird, dude?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't interest me.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
So what is the?
I don't know. I mean, it's almost like with, I think I don't know. You know, my mom used to want me to be with a Jewish girl so bad, and then she just was like, fuck it. And now she just like, have somebody that you're, connecting with and that you want to laugh with and can still see yourself getting old with and all that. And so the religious affiliation didn't matter as much. She's like, as long as you have that connection, I feel like that, carries some value with the age thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, you have to be able to have a conversation with the person, right? Like when you get to that like 39 versus 19, I feel like the conversation changes a lot. But
yeah,
this society has like gotten to this point where I think it always has been at the point where it's like, oh, there's got to be a cutoff somewhere. Like a 39-year-old that can only date to this age.
Yeah.
And in LA, and I'm sure in New York and other cities, I've started to notice this phenomenon of it not being like the older guy that's trying to find the younger girl. It's the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
And you find these girls that are 21, 22, and they're already completely sick of 25, 26, 27-year-old fuckboys.
1,000%.
And they want a guy that wants to settle down, or they want a guy that, has life experience, or they want a guy that could teach them something, or they want a guy that's financially capable of all of these different things. And I think that, also as a 36-year-old single person and someone that does date people mostly in their mid 20s, I would say, I run into that issue myself sometimes. And it's weird because you do have these girls that are looking at it from the opposite side, but they don't have a voice in the situation, it seems like,
I 100% agree. I totally get that. I just, why I guess I think it's weird is because where you started off is, it's so hard for me to imagine a 39-year-old having multiple prolonged conversations with a 19-year-old. You're not even in the same. You don't know. You don't know shit when you're 19.
Oh, totally.
You don't know shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care who you are. You're a parcel of who you're gonna be. You're Tommy in it, but Tommy knows something. Tommy knows a lot. Tommy knows a lot.
I think not in a gross situation.
He's to know a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. There's a lack of perspective and just life experience. You cannot replace, just like in stand-up.
That's why I'm like, what is this? What is the substance here?
Yeah.
I see these. Dude, sometimes it gets gnarly. I'm 50, 60-year-old billionaires usually.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I see them in shows.
Early 20s.
Where you're just like, what is happening here, man? Like, how? Fuck, I don't know, man.
Occasionally, I feel like you get these, these. Because you are right, and I think that's the thread that passes through this entire conversation is your substance in life is built off your life experience. It's not about being able to make funny jokes. It's not about studying a lot in school and being a history buff.
Right.
It's about going through shit. Yeah. That's what builds you. That's what builds every fiber and every part of you. Yes. And so like when I ask the question a lot to people, like when I'm talking to somebody that's 18 or 20, I'm like, what you been through? What you been through? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the as opposed to like
answer is like,
well, my dad's boat last week was so there's this like our neighbors had this like Titanic party, and they had they bought actual icebergs, which is like why global warming, which whatever, is like not happening because like they bought the icebergs, and my dad's boat ran into one, which like how is he fucking supposed to know that? I'm sorry, do you have any Coke? Like, but there's,
correct.
So you're like, well, there's that version.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, it's like how much, because that is also the fiber of building a rapport and relationship. I feel like it's something that people can really connect on.
Yes.
Oh, you've made it through this struggle. I've made it through this struggle, and it creates a conversation. It creates depth and all that stuff. So
totally.
To that point, occasionally you find this 22-year-old or 25-year-old or whatever, depending on what age you are.
1,000%.
That's been fucking through it.
And
they dealt with trauma in this or they dealt with that, and they're able to talk from a place of fucking knowing, and all of a sudden you found a connection with a 13-year or 14-year age difference.
Man. You couldn't be.
Do you think it could be dangerous because if she's that young and you're like, no, by the way, I'm not talking about you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in the situation if like Mike was dating a 24-year-old or 23-year-old or whatever, even 21, right?
Yeah.
What if this is the case-by-case situation where the girl is going to grow and she's not going to be the same woman that she's going to be in 5 years?
Yeah.
And now you added 5 years to your timeline. So it could be dangerous. Dude, my girl's 6 years younger than me. And I didn't even want to date her because of that. Because I was like, fuck, dude, she's not even developed yet. Until I got to know her history and who she was. I was like, oh, this girl's more grown up than me.
Totally, man. Well, that's how it is for me as well. I feel like she's more mature than I am. But like the life experience thing, we kind of meet in the middle, you know? And it's just like you said, Mike, like she's had enough that we've, found through just, getting to know each other more that is also relatable that I've gone through, like whether it's family stuff or, relationship stuff. And had she not had a handful of relationships prior, I probably wouldn't have been as confident in being like, okay, cool. Then but it's like, all ready for this type of a commitment, but all about it.
Dude,
and also you just find these people, and this is why fucking life is crazy like that, where you go, had no clue that we would be that like just on the same page, and that she'd be that like, I think I was a breath of fresh air, versus what she'd been used to, and just found in her, whether it was line of work or the freeway she was sleeping next to.